Hi everyone, this is Neil from neilcollins.de, and today I'm going to talk about 3 ways to end a great presentation. 3 ways to end a great presentation. I'm going to tell you a little story or an anecdote introduction to my presentation. I'm going to talk about the 3 R's, which is important for my presentation, and then at the end I will tell you these 3 possible ways to end a great presentation. So let me tell you a short story about, this happened a couple of years ago. It was the day after my 35th birthday. I was sitting on a terrace, I was drinking, I was smoking. I'd had a great party the night before, but basically something was missing. And I was thinking at that time, I want something, but I didn't know what exactly it was. And just in that moment, this really sporty, athletic guy just ran by. And he had this huge smile on his face. He looked so happy. And he was wearing a London Marathon t-shirt as he ran by. And I thought, and I said to my friends who were sitting with me, I said, I want to do that. I want to run a marathon. And they kind of looked at me and they were like, You want to run a marathon? You can't run a marathon. Come on, you smoke and you're really unhealthy and you never do any sport. Get real. And then I answered, I thought about that and I answered and I was like, no, I'm going to run a marathon. And the very next day, I stopped smoking and I started training. And with time, now when I think about it, there were 3 things that were really important. And I call these things the 3 R's. So the first thing was regular training. I didn't do lots of training the first week and then nothing the next week. No, I said, okay, in the beginning I'm going to do 2 training sessions every week. And then after 4 weeks, I increased that and I started doing 3 training sessions every week. And after another 4 weeks, I increased that again. And I was doing 4 training sessions a week. So regular training is very, very important. And this is also important for you for, learning English and learning how to give a great presentation and how to, communicate in business situations. Regular training is very important also for your language learning. The second R that I want to tell you about is realistic goals. So when I think about my marathon training at the beginning, I didn't say I'm going to run that marathon next week, because that's just unrealistic. It's not realistic. What I did was I said, okay, in 2 months I'm going to run a 10k race and I'm going to finish that race. Because that was like a realistic goal. And then when I achieved that goal, I set the next realistic goal. And that's also important again for your language learning. You could set a realistic goal of saying in 6 weeks I'm going to learn 50 new words. Or in 6 weeks I'm going to learn how to give a really great presentation about my job. And then when you achieve those goals, you move on to the next realistic goal. The third R is to reward your victories. So for example, when I finished my 10k race, I went out for a nice dinner and I had a beer and I enjoyed myself because, I was really proud that I achieved that goal. So it's very important to reward your victories. So when you learn those 50 new words or when you give that great presentation about yourself, reward the victory. Say, well done, I did that, and go out and do something, really nice. And that basically brings me to the end of the presentation, and I want you, before I tell you these 3 possible endings, to think about this situation where you have to speak English on the phone, or you have to speak English in a meeting, or you have to, give this presentation and there are other people there, you have to give this presentation in English, and you're thinking, Es kann nicht sein, mein Englisch ist echt peinlich. You know, the next time you think that thought, remember to change it. Change that thought and think, no, I'm going to speak really great English. So that was the first ending. That is a call for action ending to a presentation. The second ending to a presentation is you can use famous wise words. So to go back to my presentation, in the famous words of the Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So take that single step and start now with one step. And then the third ending to a presentation is that you can end by giving an emotional message. So again, to go back to my presentation, at the end of the day, this is what really matters. Change and transformation are possible, and in my story about wanting to run a marathon, well, in the end, you know, I ran the Dublin Marathon in 2012. This is my proud finisher t-shirt, and I actually did it in a time which was faster than I expected. So, you know, I was ecstatic. I was really happy. Change is possible, transformation is possible. You know, if you like the video, please hit the like button. Please share the video with your friends and subscribe to the channel, and I really wish you the best of luck with your projects. And thanks a lot for watching the video.